Welcome back to my channel. It's the only channel around where you can get absolutely, completely free, chaotic, neutral energy at all times. Not true by any means whatsoever. So this week I am going to be doing, once again, a wonderful reading vlog. I've taken a few weeks off and I am so dang excited to be coming back to you once again with more reading vlogs. The few weeks off were really necessary with me switching to working full-time as a graphic designer. It was just a lot to take on while trying to also keep my YouTube channel running, but I missed it so much and I'm ready to have it back. Most likely what you're going to be seeing this week in terms of reading, I will show you in 2 seconds, but in terms of my actual life coming up, my car is in the shop currently because unfortunately it was in an accident. I was not in the car at the time and everyone who was in the car at the time is perfectly safe, but I'll be getting it back this week. Hopefully, as long as everything goes according to plan. My brother will be having his 31st birthday, so I'll be celebrating with family and family only just to keep it small and safe, and I'm really excited about that. I think we're going to have like 2 different dinners this week because apparently my family can't make up their minds. We're also going to have days where the highs are in the 80s and days where the high is in the 50s. So, welcome to Florida. For my reading, really what you're going to see me focusing on is my audiobook for the week is Ready Player 2. As of right now, I am 40% through that and I'm somewhat enjoying it. I had to skip like a few chapters at the beginning to really get into the story because I just couldn't stand them, man. They were so boring, and it was really just kind of about Wade in his life. If you know anything about Ready Player 1, Ready Player 2 is the sequel where Wade has, well, wrapped up things from the first book, and now the second book is happening. Let me help you out a little bit more. The first book follows Wade as he is trying to solve these mysteries in this virtual reality to find the Easter eggs to earn billions of dollars, and people all over the world are trying to do this competition and he's just one of the competitors. And then that book wraps up perfectly, concisely into a perfect packaged container. And for some reason, many years later, the author decided to write a sequel, and it came out this month and lots of people are reading it. I am one of them. I'll let you know how I'm feeling about it right now. Honestly, it's like a solid 3. I don't have major complaints about it. I have some complaints, but none of them are major, and I don't have any major likes about the book. That's my audiobook. I don't know what I'll be picking up after that, but I have many books I need to read this month. The light just changed on my face. I am currently reading 2 physical books, and I need to read both of them this week and hopefully finish both of them. I'd like to finish them by Friday, but I just don't know if that's going to be able to be happening. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to try my darndest. So the first one is Who Fears Death, and this is my book club's pick for December. Well, it's our second pick. Our first pick is the Starless Sea. Our second pick is going to be this one. You're probably going to see me reading some Starless Sea this week too, to be honest. So Who Fears Death, we are following a child. It's a African modern day fantasy story, and we are following this child who is a child of rape. Her mother was raped. Parents are from different cultures, so she is like this mixed breed child that no one trusts, no one likes, and everyone kind of knows that she came out because of a violent act, and she seems to have some magical abilities. I'm not loving it. It's kind of slow. I just don't think I like this author's writing style. It's very choppy and very blunt and to the point, and it just doesn't flow or have any magic to it for me, so I'm not a huge fan, but I like the content and the subject matter a lot. I am officially at page 70, so this is my main focus this week to finish up. The other book I'm currently reading is White is for Witching, which I've been talking about a little bit on my channel, so I'm not going to go into depth with it right now. I just kind of put this on pause, not because of any problems with the book, but just because more important things have come up, and I just felt like I needed a little break from it because the writing is, I don't want to say higher level, but it takes some thought process. I have to really focus on the book and I can't just half read it. I've been kind of slumpy and I thought maybe starting a new book would be good for me, which is why I started Who Fears Death instead of continuing on with White is for Witching. Even though I really like White is for Witching, I like it a lot more than Who Fears Death. Who Fears Death is just an easier read. shit, I meant to record more of my day, but I honestly got sidetracked doing other things. I had work, and then I had a video call for my book club after work, and then I've just been kind of chilling. This is the worst angle. I'm gonna fix it. I'm honestly just out of the habit of vlogging, so the first few days getting back into it might be kind of weird, but I apologize for that. I'm getting back on track as best as I can. I did finish 2 books today, which means that the rest of this week is gonna be kind of interesting. I don't have them here with me. I put them up. So White is for Witching, I finished. It was okay. I really liked the beginning and the end, but I kind of didn't love the middle. I liked the parts where the house was kind of interacting with the people and being weird and funky, but I didn't love the parts where the 2 kids were off at college. I understand why it was necessary for the plot, especially at the end, why they had to have done that, but I didn't love it. I liked the weirdness of them at the house, and that was my favorite bit. So I ended up rating it 3 out of 5 stars. Not bad. Then I finished Ready Player 2, which was bad. I started the book and I didn't like it. In fact, I was considering DNFing it in the first few chapters, and I ended up actually just skipping ahead until the competition of this book, because this book does have a competition, and I'm really glad I did that because I don't think I would have made it to the end if I hadn't. The competition part was fine. It absolutely was completely okay. It would have been a 3 out of 5 stars. Not bad, not great, just is kind of a thing. But unfortunately, it got worse. So the whole entire competition part, like I said, wasn't bad, but it wasn't great because it didn't have it was too much and too little, and it was kind of all over the place, and there was way too many references and way too many plot points and way too many things going on, and it just ruined so many characters for me, and I just felt like the entire time the book was unnecessary, right? So that's a 3 out of 5 star. But the last chapter was one of the worst last chapters I have ever read in my life. I hated it. I screamed. I was so angry. I was driving home from work and I was screaming in my car. It was so bad. I hate the moral of the story. I hate how it ended. I hate what the author decided to make the point of the story be. I really want to tell all of you why it was bad, but I don't want to spoil it for you all. And I was going to do a video where I talked about this, but I don't think I can do it now because I hate doing negative videos. Like, I want to tell the truth and be honest with you all, but I hate doing a video where from the beginning I know the entire thing is going to be negative. I didn't like it. I can't recommend reading the book. 2 out of 5 stars. It was basically the first book, but worse. It's end of day Monday. I'm editing a video right now. I'm probably not going to finish up editing it. It's the video that came out last Friday. I'm going to continue on with Who Fears Death, and then I'm going to be starting the Starless Sea audiobook tomorrow while I'm at work. I might listen to one of the Stephen King books that I'm planning on reading this month as well. I haven't totally decided. It depends on how much free time I have at work and whether or not I make a good chunk into the Starless Sea. I'm so cold. It's Tuesday. It's 37 degrees outside, which for a lot of people isn't cold, but I'm in Florida. Why is it this cold? I decided to take a break on Who Fears Death today. I'm going to be picking up one of the arcs that I have from NetGalley. I'm running late, so I will talk to you about that later though. I just wanted to let you know that I'm freezing and that hopefully this is the last day I will be in this car. I was gonna film at my desk like a normal person, but I decided, what fun's that? I need to get ready for bed anyways, so let's just go into my bathroom and film on my knees the entire time. So I've read a lot today. I don't know what totally happened, but I read a lot. Also warning, I'm about to take my contacts out, so if people touching their eyes bothers you, look away. It doesn't hurt me at all, so whatever. So I started the Starless Sea, which is my book club's next month's pick. I guess today's December, so it's this month's pick now. I started that. I read the first book. So the Starless Sea is broken up into 6 stories in it, and they're called books. And so I read the first one because we're basically reading one whole book every 2 days. So I needed to read book 1 by the end of day tomorrow, and I finished it today because it's such a good freaking book. And I love it so much. Read some of the arc that I haven't mentioned to you guys yet. So I received a few arcs on NetGalley rather recently, and I am slowly making my way through them. So the one that I'm reading right now is Mask of Mirrors by, I'm not remembering the author's name right now, and it's really good. I'm only 10% through because it is a long ass book. Like, let me tell you, I think it's like over 800 pages, and I've been reading it for a little bit now, but actively only 3 days, and I'm only 10% in, which is weird for me, but I'm like over like 100 pages in it, 3 chapters in, because basically I can read one chapter on my lunch break, because one chapter is 45 minutes worth of reading because it's on my Kindle, so it's in minutes, not pages. So I'm really enjoying it. I want to do a video on it, but it's kind of confusing at this point. There's just a lot of names and locations and like world building stuff that happens in fantasy books, so I don't know how exactly to do that video because I can't talk to you about a lot of the things because I'm confused. But I'm really loving it. Honestly, right now, it could be a 5-star when I finish. It could be a 4-star. I don't see it being anything else, but you know what? Fair. I'm only 10% in. It could totally change. So yeah, if you're wondering, I'm trying to get away from so much waste. I'm trying to find ways to reduce waste in my life. I just basically feel like I make too much waste as a human being. So I've gotten away from using like makeup wipes or like cotton balls and stuff. And I've just bought a bunch of really cheap washcloths, and then I use like them for 2 or 3 days because I use different sides of them, and then I wash them with my laundry, and then I reuse them, and it's been really effective, and I suggest it to people who are wanting to reduce their waste because I'm constantly looking for ways to do it. I feel like I need to make more of an effort, so I'm starting to look into how to do that. If you have any suggestions on that, I would highly appreciate that. Tonight I had an eyebrow appointment. Yes, my eyebrows have been done recently, like in the last few hours. So it's a good like 30 minute drive to get to where I do it after work. So I didn't want to continue with Starless because I'm listening to that. So I put on a different audiobook. So I listened to The Graveyard Shift and Other Short Stories by Stephen King. Me and my friends are doing a private, secret little monthly reading challenge just between us. I'm not broadcasting it on my channel or anything. It's really fun, and basically we picked through certain means 10-ish books to read this month. And so they had to fit certain prompts. And one of the prompts I had, and I had to do it twice, was read a book published before the year 2000. So I picked 2 Stephen King books to read because they were short and they were available at my library. So I'm reading this, and then I'm going to read Carrie later in the month if I get to it. So this one is just a collection of short stories. They're pretty dang short, and I'm not a fan of short stories, but I'm loving these. I'm just finished my 3rd one, and so far I've rated them a 4-star, a 3-star, and a 4-star. So like, that's really impressive for me, not liking short stories, kind of not being a huge fan of Stephen King. I think I might check out more of his short stories in the future because this is great. He can't go on for super long periods of time. I'm going to finish that tomorrow. That's going to be my audiobook for tomorrow. I don't know what audiobook I'll pick up after that because I'm not moving on with the Starless Sea unless I get peer pressured into doing it by my book club because we're all loving it and we want to like continue really bad, but I don't think I'm going to do it. So I don't know what I'm going to pick up after that, but my physical book I think is going to continue to be Mask of Mirrors because I think I'm just going to take a break from Who Fears Death for a few days. Anyways, this has been my Tuesday evening check-in from my bathroom. I hope you enjoyed it. This is weird. I'm not going to invite you back to my bathroom ever again. It's Wednesday, my dudes. I'm on my lunch break and I'm just chilling in my car listening to my Spotify 2020 playlist. I finished 2 books today. Woo! I have a problem. So I finished The Graveyard Shift and Other Short Stories. I only had like an hour left and I was listening on times 2 speed, so like, duh, I finished that. It was really good and then really bad. I rated each of the individual stories on my Goodreads and gave them like a little blurb. I'm gonna actually do a video about my experience of reading that. It'll most likely be this Friday if I do it. If not, I don't know. I'm kind of still deciding that if I want to do it or not. Then after that, I decided to read Carrie. So I have officially finished my need for 2 books released before the year 2000. I didn't like the beginning of Carrie, but I weirdly got into it as the story continued on, and I actually really liked it by the end. I think there's a lot of things that I would personally change or could be changed about it. I think there's a lot of stuff in there that could just be better, especially some of the weird racist and misogynistic comments that Stephen King just has in all of his books. I feel like a broken record. I don't know why I keep reading Stephen King, because every single time I get to the end and I'm like, this is exactly how I felt about the last 5 Stephen Kings that I read. I ended up rating it 3 out of 5 stars because I really liked the story. I actually really liked Carrie herself. I just can't get behind some of the themes in the book, which, you know, I got past some of those in it and ended up rating it a 4.5 out of 5, so like I can rate them higher. I truly believe that Carrie deserved a 3-star. I don't know what I'm gonna be reading next. I don't have my TBR notes on me for this month, so I've got to try to remember everything that I need to accomplish, but as soon as I get back from my lunch, I'm in meeting most of the afternoon, so I probably won't finish anything else today. Hello, my lovelies. Notice anything in particular? Yeah, I forgot to vlog yesterday, but that's not what I was asking about. What I was asking about was I'm still in the rental. We got a call yesterday saying that it would be not yesterday, it would be today, which was supposed to be last Tuesday, not even yesterday. And then we got a call today saying that it's not today, it's tomorrow. So I'll probably get a call tomorrow being like, not today, it'll be Sunday. I mean, at least we're not paying for the rental insurances, but it's just kind of a pain at this point. Anyways, I forgot to check in yesterday. It was my brother's birthday, but actually that had nothing to do with me not checking in because today we're celebrating his birthday. Yesterday was just a really weird day for me. I was busy like all day at work. I'm super busy today at work too, which is awesome. I prefer to be busy than bored. Then after work on Thursdays, I call my high school best friend because she's back in the States for the time being, and I was on the phone with her for about 2 hours. And then my dad called me, so I talked to him for a little bit about some stuff. And then I've been meaning to sit down and design some stickers for my Redbubble, which is linked down below. It's really fun. You can go check it out. Lots of cool bookish merch. So I did that, and I just didn't check in with you all. So yesterday I did my section of reading for the Starless C because I'm doing a section every other day just to give people a chance to catch up to me. I'm reading like 100 pages every other day, and that's just kind of a lot for some people on top of like reading other things especially. What did I read after that? Did I tell you guys that I read Carrie? Yeah, I told you that. Oh, and then I finished Avanpartha, which is the second book in the Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. I started it a while ago and I had to put it on pause because I wasn't enjoying myself, and I've been slowly making my way through it because I really want to continue on with the series because I really like him as a writer, and I gave 5 out of 5 stars to the first one. This one just wasn't, I think it was the plot wasn't doing it for me because the first one was like this Mission Impossible-esque plot where it was just this like heist and thievery and lots of twists and turns, and I was loving it and it just felt so good. And the second one, I didn't get any of those vibes. Plus I hated the main girl that was in it, but I really liked the princess's parts and I really liked the author, and I own all 6 of the books, so I wanted to continue on. So I finally made it through all of that. Honestly, I skimmed like 70% of the book, but I made it through. I ended up rating it 3 stars, like a little asterisk on Goodreads saying that it probably was less, but I think that the biggest issue was I'm in a slump right now. I know it doesn't sound like I'm in a slump because I read 17 books last month and it's December 4th and I've already read 4 books this month. And to the average person, that's not a slump. And even to me, that's not a slump. When I say I'm in a reading slump, I mean that like I have to force myself to read. Every single thing I pick up, I'm not loving. Like I am reading still, it's just not as enjoyable as it usually is. But I force myself to read, so whatever. I said on there that it's somewhere between a 2.5 and a 3, but I'm gonna rate it a 3 because I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because of my weird moodiness. See, I've made it up to page 100 in Who Fears Death. Not liking that at all, but I'm not going to say anything about it because it's my book club book, and I know that some of the girls watch this video and they haven't started the book yet, so I don't want to ruin anything for them. And then what else am I in? There's something else. Oh, I read up to 15% through Mask of Mirrors. I'm loving it. I love it so much. I actually pre-ordered a copy. It's so good. I'm enjoying it so much. I definitely recommend checking it out. I'm not going to say a ton about it because I'm going to be doing a whole entire video about it in January. I believe the book comes out January 21st or 12th. I might have those numbers backwards, but I'll be doing a whole entire video about it sometime in the very early beginning parts of January, so stay tuned for that. I'm kind of leaning towards a 5-star for it. And I'm only 15% in, so that could totally change. And then this morning, my hold for A Sky Before the Storm, A Sky Under the Storm, A Sky, I don't know, the fourth Ashes in the Ember in the Ash. Now I'm not even sure how that one goes. The fourth book by Sabaa Tahir and her young adult series came off hold for me at my library, so I got it. I've listened to about 10% as of right now. I'm loving it. I'm so happy that I'm enjoying it because I was a little bit nervous because I didn't love book 3. I really enjoyed book 1. I really loved book 2, and I was just kind of meh about book 3. So I was just kind of nervous, but so far, oh my God, I didn't know that I was going to totally love Helene and Lila. Is her name Lila? Or I can't remember the main girl's name. Let's just call her Lila. I don't think that's right, but we're gonna call her that for right now. The two of them, like, having to do stuff together and forcing, like, to be friends together, I love it. I love it so much. Girl power, let them be together. Not like romantically or anything, like I don't ship them that way, but I think they're a really fun duo, and I'm really glad that we're getting to see some of that, at least where I'm at in the book. I haven't had any of Helene's chapters yet, so I'm really bummed because she's my favorite character, but I've looked ahead, which made me really mad because I actually looked way ahead to see who was gonna have the last chapter, and I saw something that I didn't want to actually see, specifically who's going to get a chapter near the end. So I'm a little bit mad that I looked ahead, but I know Helene is coming up very shortly and she's gonna get some chapters, and I'm so excited for her. Damn, I'm reading so many books all at once, and tomorrow I'm supposed to start a buddy read with my friend Kindle. I'm so excited to be starting it. We're gonna be starting Kingdom of the Wicked, but I need to be reading like 62 pages of that a day. This weekend is just gonna be me reading, and honestly, like, maybe I'll include it as part of this reading vlog instead of next week's, I don't know. So tonight we're celebrating my brother's birthday. He is turning 31. Me and him are 7 years apart. There's no other siblings. So I'm really excited to go celebrate his birthday with him. It's gonna be really small, really simple, really chill evening. We're having one of his favorite and one of my favorite meals. Mom's making it, and we are going to just hang out, probably play some games. I'm so excited. Okay, I've been talking long enough. I'm gonna leave you. Cool thing, I'm starting Kingdom of the Wicked, and that is where my family is from. My grandfather immigrated here, so that's really cool. Anyways, I'm gonna start this book now. Good morning. It is actually Sunday morning. I kind of had a weird day yesterday and I ended up not vlogging, even though I did end up reading a lot, and I'll just kind of update you on that today. And then this is actually gonna be the last clip because I'm not feeling great today, and I 100% know it's because the weather is changing, but it's also just kind of nerve-wracking while you're in a pandemic. I'm just gonna take the rest of the day off of vlogging, and I'll be back tomorrow. As long as I'm feeling well, I'll be back tomorrow vlogging for next week's vlog, so it won't be part of this video. Yesterday I did unfortunately get the news that my car is still in the shop, so I'm supposed to get that back Monday, which I have planned. My good friend from high school, who I've mentioned a few times, I call her on Thursdays, her and her brother do a podcast, and I'm really close to both of them. So they asked me to be on their podcast. So we're gonna be recording that Monday night. What have I been reading? Last you saw, I was reading Kingdom of the Wicked, and I am 55 pages in. I haven't done my reading for today yet, but I did my reading for yesterday. So it was really good. I'm enjoying it. The plot hasn't picked up yet, and the main character is bland and boring. I'm waiting for something to happen, honestly, but I'm loving it because the culture and the world is just what I grew up with and what my family experienced. There's a lot of like Italian words in here, and I know them. I actually don't speak Italian, I speak Spanish, but it's easy enough to translate / I know a lot of the words from my culture, my family's culture. And it's really cool because I feel like this, since I am white, I get to see myself in works all the time, even if it's not like directly from my people's culture. I can see myself. And I feel like right now with me reading this book and seeing my family's culture very specifically, because it's Sicily and that's where my family is from, it's like I'm kind of in a very small way getting to experience what it's like for people of color to finally be able to read about themselves in a book for the first time. And it's, like I said, on no way is it on the same scale, but I understand the joy and happiness that they get to feel finally seeing themselves and knowing that their children or children in their culture are going to grow up having that access. And I'm not going to cry, okay? It's awesome. I'm so happy getting to experience that emotion. Give me a second. Speaking of books of different cultures, I finished Who Fears Death this morning. I basically decided this weekend that I just needed to finish it because I was hating it the entire time, and I'm not going to say anything about it now because I want to talk to my book club about it first. So I will talk about this in my wrap up, but I'll let you know right now that I rated it 2 stars, and I stopped tabbing around page 200 because I was just kind of getting bummed out. If you remember my comments on The Tiger's Daughter though from a few months ago, this kind of reminded me of that, especially in the writing style and the formatting. And if you've read Binti, you might understand how the author's writing style is. It's very short and very choppy. And if you liked Binti or The Tiger's Daughter, you will probably really enjoy this. Or if you enjoy this, you might enjoy those two, but I didn't enjoy either of those, and I didn't enjoy this, and I think I ended up rating all 3 of those books 2 stars. And then I am continuing on with the Starless Sea. I am here in it, so almost halfway. I need to finish up book 3 today because I was supposed to finish it up. Well, I'm supposed to finish it up by today, but I like doing it all in one day. I did some buddy reads last night with some people in my book club for the Starless Sea, and I think we might do some more today or this evening, depending on how I'm feeling. I mean, since it's through digital, I feel like it should be fine. But last night we did at one point just kind of, we read for like 50 minutes and then we got on a 2-hour tangent. So we can't do that again. We need to read. So that's the update. That's it. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that I could give you some cool book recommendations. I feel like I read a lot of books that I didn't rate super highly this week. Unfortunately, I'm in the middle of a lot of books I'm enjoying, so that's good. I'm also in the middle of just a lot of books in general, and I need to not do that. If you've read any of these books, comment down below what you thought, or if you're planning on reading any of them, I'd love to know. Anyways, I don't remember how my outro goes, but until next time, I will talk to you all in the comments. Bye!